Hi, this is Eric Harrison. If you're returning to this channel to watch another video, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're brand new, I welcome you here. And my goal each and every week with each and every video is to give you aims, attitudes, and actions that you can put into practice each and every day to help you on your journey towards personal development. So thank you for being here. In this video, I'm going to talk about how we can build better relationships with the right questions. Now, it's no secret that we need remedies to calm the storms that are going on around us today. You know, there's rancor everywhere. You don't have to look hard to find people who are willing to disagree with you and willing to fight for what they believe in. But in this video, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why using questions can help break down those walls and help bring us back to potentially being one nation, indivisible. Yes, we all can think differently, but with questions, we can break down walls and build relationships. So let's get started. So the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, that we do not all have to agree. We all have to drop our defenses, however. And so many of us, just by the virtue of everything that's gone on in the last few years in our country, are very defensive. And the best way to break down defenses, the best way to break down walls, is to first ask questions of people in order to understand them better. Now, I'm going to borrow from Stephen Covey and just say, anytime you have an interaction with someone, whether it's on social media, whether it's face-to-face, over the phone, whatever it might be, are you seeking first to understand, or are you just trying to prove a point? You know, the reality is, I have never changed anyone's mind by convincing them that they're wrong. And I bet you haven't either. Because the truth is, we can try to tell people and shame people and preach to people, and that changes nothing. It just creates more divisiveness. So we have to seek to understand people, and the best and only way to do that is through questions. So if you don't want to be a person who is always in arguments, who's always uptight about what's going on, if you want to be a leader in any capacity, whether it's in your family, in your social organizations, in your company, or anywhere else, you have to learn to ask questions. So here's the 3 reasons why asking questions is simple, but it's not easy. Okay, number 1, if you're going to ask the right questions, you have to get vulnerable. And for many of us, that's very difficult. You're lowering your defenses, you're opening yourself up to other people, and you're potentially going to take some shots across your bow. But in order to truly seek to understand others, you have to be vulnerable. Number 2, you don't get to dominate the conversation. If you're asking questions, you should be talking about 20 or 25% of the time. Ask a question and then stop and listen, truly listen to the answer. And finally, number 3, you have to become comfortable with messy. You know, now, I'll be honest, as I've been married for a long time, and I'm guilty many times of just trying to come in and solve my wife's problems. She'll tell me what's going on, and I'll say, just do this. And that's not what really, truly I need to do. That's not what we need to do in any conversation. We need to let things get messy. We need to get uncomfortable, and we need to not dominate the conversation. If we can do that, and it takes practice, but you can then develop better relationships. So let me give you a few suggestions of how you can use questions to promote clarity rather than facts, which are unchangeable, because there's no point in arguing or discussing facts. They're unchangeable. The fact is, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. There's nothing we can do to change that. So you have to seek to get clarity on the things that are not factual. So here's a few examples of things that people may say to you and how I would suggest you turn those around and seek to create a relationship through questions. Someone may say to you, I feel like you don't care about me. Now, our pat answer would probably be to say, well, of course I care about you. But what did you really do there? All you did was you shut off the conversation. You certainly didn't change that person's mind, and you didn't make them feel any better. So rather than that, what if you backed up and said, well, please tell me, what have I done that has made you feel like I don't care about me? Second suggestion, someone may say to you, well, I just think your opinions are wrong. Well, so rather than saying, well, I think your opinions are wrong, turn that around and say, well, what do you think? Tell me how you feel about this issue so I can understand what your perspective is, and then we can have a deeper discussion. And finally, someone may say to you, how could you believe that way? And again, it's very easy with a statement like that to get very defensive. But instead of putting those walls up, what if you just said, well, I've developed the way I feel and the way I believe over many, many years, but I'm always willing to have a conversation with someone who believes differently than I do to not only solidify what I believe, but to deepen my understanding of how other people believe other ways. These are the types of things that you can do in any conversation to not throw up a wall or not to start an argument, but instead to start a conversation. Here's 3 of my very favorite questions that I use all the time, and I would suggest you practice these and use these as often as you can. Number 1 is, help me understand. Now, if someone started a conversation with you and so said, help me understand, how could that conversation not go well? You're showing that person that you value them, that their opinion matters to you. So that's the first one. The second one is, why is that important to you? Somebody says something and maybe it's a point of disagreement. Why is that important to you? And I would encourage you to ask that question 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 times. Keep drilling down, because if you do that with this question, you're going to get really deep and down to the roots of what that person believes, and you're going to earn their respect even if you still disagree. Okay, so the third one is, what I hear you saying is, so therefore. So just to use a very quick example, what I hear you saying is, you think that I am being closed-minded. So let's talk about how would it help you to believe that I'm being more open-minded if I did this. I love using that one too, because you're again validating that person. You're not using words that say, I disagree with you, you're crazy. Yeah, these are the types of questions, and we've got to, the goal for all of us has to be to build relationships. And this is especially true with people that are different than us. And we do this by valuing others and by valuing their opinions. And the best way to do that is with questions. We show that we do care about them by engaging with them in conversations, learning to more about their feelings, and allowing it to potentially change our thoughts and actions. Listen, we all learn. We all have, each day grow in our understanding. And perhaps someone has a point of view that may help solidify or change your point of view. We'll never know if we never get to have a conversation. Now, certainly you can hold on to your values, but you have to make sure that you value other people, because I truly believe that each and every life is incredibly important. And if you're watching this video, I believe you feel the same way, right? Okay, so the question of the day: what question do you need to use today to flip the script and to build a relationship with another person? Give me a comment below. What question did I give you, one that really resonated with you? Did I say something that made you think differently about how you're going to go into a conversation with another person? Leave me a comment below. Join the conversation with other people, and let's really begin to use questions to build better relationships. Now, if you got value out of this video, I've got a number of other videos on my channel that talk about mindset and pursuing goals and reaching personal success. I invite you to check those out too. And please, as always, I would invite you to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Each and every week, I'll be here with another video, again, that is just designed to help you on your path to personal success. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon in the next one.